God speaks to us through our intuition. God guides us through our intuition. But He can't force you to listen. He gives us free will. But if you don't listen to your intuition, it's going to cost you. It might not cost you your life like it almost cost me mine, but it's going to cost you something. If you go through your whole life not listening to your intuition, constantly just letting your logic guide you, constantly letting fear and anxiety guide you, you will never reach your divine destiny. So I'm going to share with you how I almost lost my life not listening to my intuition. And if you've been subscribed to my channel for a while, you've probably heard this story quite a few times. Me being in a relationship with a narcissist for almost 4 years. I'm not going to go over all the details again, but I'm only going to share the details that pertain to intuition. And later on, I'm going to share with you how you can know the difference between your intuition or your logic, your intuition or fear and anxiety, your intuition or you just overthinking. The very first time I was alone with this man, my intuition told me, run. Danger, danger, danger. But my logic tried to talk me out of it and tell me, oh, he just misunderstood. That's just your anxiety, thinking that he's too good to be true, because he was perfect on paper, on the surface. But that feeling never went away. All throughout the course of our relationship, my intuition was constantly telling me to leave. And I was constantly ignoring it because I wanted what I wanted. I was like, no, I'm going to make this work. And I kept gaslighting myself, trying to tell myself, you're just being dramatic. Like, love is pain, love is suffering. You just need to stick it out. But my intuition was constantly telling me, no, not him. So one night he had an episode, which was pretty normal. He would always have episodes, but this episode was crazier than any of the previous episodes he had before. He started an argument with me over something small, as usual, and I don't like to argue. I don't like to raise my voice, and I'm especially not about to argue with a man because I don't play those games. So I was like, look, I'm not doing this with you. I'm about to leave. As soon as I reach for the door, he starts punching the glass stovetop. Glass is shattering everywhere. His knuckles was bleeding. I'm hysterical. I'm just crying like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, you're crazy. And I just storm out the house. And I'm driving, I'm crying. I'm like, I don't know what to do, Lord. Like, why is this happening? I'm a good person. I don't deserve this. So after driving around for a little while, I go back to the house because it was late at night and I didn't have anywhere to go. At this point, I didn't tell anybody anything that was going on. I was very secretive because in my mind, I'm like, well, if I don't plan on leaving him, it's no point in me bringing my friends and family in this. So I went back to the house and we talked. He apologized and I really wanted to believe him, but something in my spirit said it's only a matter of time before he has another episode. You really think he's going to just stop just because he apologized? No, it's going to keep happening. But I didn't want to believe it. So the next morning, I'm taking a shower. I think he was at work or something. And I was taking a shower and I was just in the shower crying. And I'm like, Lord, I don't know what to do. Should I stay? Should I leave? I don't know what to do. I'm so confused. So as I'm crying out to the Lord, asking him what I should do. Should I stay or should I go? I hear a voice say, if you don't leave him, it's only a matter of time before he ends up killing you. And immediately I shut it down. I was like, Kyla, you're being dramatic. That's just your anxiety. What makes you think he would kill you when he hasn't even hit you? Why would you think he would kill you? You're just being dramatic. Even though he had told me before that he wanted to kill somebody. He didn't, but he told me that he wanted to. But still, I'm just like, nah, he would never do that to me. He's never even hit me yet. Little did I know, that voice that I heard in the shower was God. That was God trying to warn me. That wasn't me being anxious or dramatic or any of that. That was God. That was my intuition. And I didn't realize it at the time, but a few months later, that's when I finally woke up because it finally happened. He finally put his hands on me. He shook me and choked me. And it only lasted a few seconds. Thank God. Thank God it happened outside and my neighbor jumped in and grabbed him. And I won't get into the whole story again because, like I said, I've told this story a few times. So if you want to know the story, just watch one of my videos about narcissism. But yeah, once that happened, I saw my life flash before my eyes. And the look in his eyes is like he wasn't even there. And that's when I knew, Kyla, you have to leave. Because what God warned you about is going to eventually happen. And from that day forward, I vowed to never ignore my intuition again. Ever since then, I've been seeking God every single day, and I still do, and I'll never stop. And because of that, my intuition is even stronger than it's ever been. There's so many times throughout this journey where I will have an intuition about something, and I always end up being right. Even though right after my intuition tells me something, my logical mind tries to creep in and say, you're crazy, you're delusional, you really think that's going to happen, you really think you can predict that? But my intuition always ends up being right. And that's another thing you have to keep in mind. Your logic will always tell you the complete opposite of what your intuition is telling you. Your logic will tell you to go left. Your intuition will tell you to go right. Always listen to your intuition, because your intuition can see things that your logic can't. Your intuition is connected to your spirit, which is connected to God, unless you into some dark stuff. If you on the dark side, that's a different story. But if you're not, your spirit is connected to God, and your spirit is connected to your intuition. Logic involves thinking. Intuition is just a feeling. There's no thinking involved. Your logic makes assessments based on how things appear in the physical realm, how things appear on the surface. But your intuition can see into the spiritual realm, and things happen in the spiritual realm before they happen in the physical. Same thing with fear and anxiety. It involves thinking. You think of the worst case scenario, and that produces a feeling of fear or anxiety, and you keep replaying it in your head over and over. That's not your intuition. But if you have a feeling that you can't explain logically, you have no logical explanation, it's just a feeling, an inner knowing that you have that just won't go away, that's your intuition. And here's the thing, your intuition doesn't just warn you about negative things to come. Your intuition also leads you to the desires of your heart. Your intuition might tell you to move to a certain state. Your intuition might tell you to go to a specific store at a certain time. And you might not have any idea why. It might not even make sense on paper or logically. But you have to listen to that. Because like I said, that's how God leads you to the desires of your heart and the things that you pray for. He can lead you to the desires of your heart, but you have to follow. He gives us free will. Now, if you need more help getting in touch with your intuition, or you need help healing, or shifting your mindset, or guidance or advice, I would love to work with you. I am a spiritual teacher and coach. In case you didn't know by now, check out my website, www.coachwithkai.com. I'll make sure I put it in the description box too. And yeah, I missed you guys so much. I was back in my hometown for my friend's wedding, my best friend's wedding. I was a bridesmaid. That's a whole nother story for a whole nother time. I'm gonna be honest, I was not the best bridesmaid because I don't know nothing about weddings, because I don't even want to have a wedding myself, but that's beside the point. I missed you guys, and I'll see you guys soon. I pray this message was helpful. If it was, make sure you like it, make sure you subscribe. Adios, bye, love y'all.